Welcome to Friday Night Basketball. It is the 6-6 Montreal Lions taking on the defending two-time champions Niagara River Lions, coming in at 5-7. Giving to those watching coast to coast on CBL Plus, YouTube, and CBC Gem. Kobina Doro, Dwight Wallace, and Mo Khan. Dwight, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mo. How are you doing this evening?
I am fine, my friend. It is summer officially, and we're 6 months away from winter. But right now, it's been a cold chill for Niagara the last couple of games. It's been a summer warmth for the Lions the last couple of games, with them winning 2 games here. And here we are, Dwight. Both teams are neck and neck here. Bigger game for who? Niagara or for Montreal today?
Listen, I think it's an important game for both teams, but Montreal coming off an impressive 2-1 road trip. They want to continue that momentum. I think Niagara right now is still trying to get used to Khalil Ahmad being in their lineup, so I think they're going through struggles right now. But when these two teams play, these records don't matter. They understand the importance of tonight's game. They're both trying to make a playoff push here at the midway point of the CEBL season.
Well, actually, Dwight, Niagara is 13-1 against Montreal lifetime, so the records do matter from that context here.
That too.
But before we get to Coach Jermaine Small, we'll look at the team matches first here, Dwight, with Montreal against Niagara. And look at it right now. Both teams are almost 50-50 when it comes to the key numbers. The points, field goals, free throws, advantage Niagara. But otherwise, it's flip a coin, see who wins at this moment right now.
Listen, both teams are struggling from the three-point line. Some players on each team struggling from the free throw line. They are struggling to score right now. But again, as to your point, Niagara definitely has the overwhelming record-wise in terms of the 14 games they played in the 5 seasons that the Lions have been in the league. But again, these two teams are evenly matched. The records indicate that. That's what makes this game so important for both teams.
We'll be joined by Kobina Doro with Jermaine Small in a few moments here. And again, we look at it right now, Dwight, free throw shooting has become a little bit better of late for the Alliance. They went 10-14 against Calgary, and they went 10-13 against Edmonton. So really, they picked up the agenda when it comes to free throw shooting. And this man right here, Quincy Guerrier, was the reason why they've been much better of late.
Well, I think Quincy Guerrier struggled during the winter season with injuries. We still enabled him to come into camp in the best of shape. But you can tell as the season has progressed, he has gotten better. His free throw shooting has gotten better, and he has become the unquestioned leader for this Alliance Ball Club.
Well, no doubt about that. The captain of this team looking to get Montreal win at number 7, which would put them over 500 for the first time in a long time, and perhaps in a tie for second place with Brampton, which we'll talk about. Here's Guillaume Boucard, who had a really strong fourth quarter on the road against Calgary up in Lethbridge.
Guillaume also struggled with injuries during the winter season, and you can tell as the season has progressed, he and Quincy Guerrier have had the same, I'd say, progression so far early in this season, and let's see if it continues tonight. Again, how important this game is for both teams. They're both trying to secure a playoff berth. I know we're only halfway through this campaign, but tonight's game is of the utmost importance.
Well, coming up next, the utmost importance of this game will be here. We'll be joined by Jermaine Small and Kobina Doro. You're watching CBL Live on CBC Gem, YouTube, CBL Plus, listening on TSN 690. Tip-off in moments from Verdun, Quebec.
Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, for that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger, the players got better, the quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian hoops.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're gonna have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is the trail, this is the real, and all that I gotta say, I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
Sliding away. What a block from behind.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel, Booster Juice. fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Welcome back to Verdun. Let's go down to Auditorium with head coach of the Montreal Lions, Jermaine Small.
So, Coach, you haven't played at home in a while. How did the away trip go?
No, it went well. I mean, we really wanted to steal one, but stealing two, I mean, I thought we built a good a lot of momentum, and it was just good being on the road to bond.
I remember last time that the Niagara River Lions were here, we talked about how this organization hasn't beaten them in a couple of years. How do you change that tonight?
Yeah, no, that's been on my mind. I've heard it quite a bit. I mean, listen, it's another game against the champs, defending champions. It's an opportunity to show what we're made of, and hopefully we step up to the challenge.
And final question here, Khalil Ahmad is going for a CEBL record today. How do you slow him down?
Oh, I didn't know he was going for a record, but now that I know that, that's another motivation piece to give to the team. But honestly, he's a great player. He's one of the best players I've played in the league. I mean, to score, you need the ball. So we have a couple of things up our sleeve to hopefully slow him down.
And just to tell you what record he's going for the all-time CEBL leading scorer record. So if you needed more motivation, there it is.
How many points does he need?
11.
Okay, we're going to try. Well, no promises, though.
Thank you very much, Coach.
No doubt.
So, Mo, he's going to try, but no promises. Back to you.
I really thought he was going to put Kobina in there to be the Khalil Ahmad stopper.
That's right.
Khalil Ahmad is perhaps 11 points away from becoming the all-time leading scorer. Let's take a look here at Niagara and the keys to the game here for the River Lions, Dwight.
Listen, when it comes to Montreal, for both teams, in fact, it's always going to be the point of emphasis. Prove to us if you can make shots from the mid-range and from distance. So they're going to pack the paint. Also, both teams are very physical. So let's see which team can impose their will tonight. And the word kryptonite. We all understand, as Jermaine Small and the Alliance faithful know, Niagara is 13-1 in the 14 games they've played against each other.
And the keys to the game presented by CDIC for the Montreal Lions.
Offensive pace and execution. Niagara likes to use their length and athleticism in the passing lanes, so they want to play with pace. Don't give them a chance to get into their gaps and get deflections. Also, physicality again. Both teams are very physical. Let's see which team can impose their will and come out with a win tonight. And the last key, I just lost it on tape, but anyways.
It's a Friday, man. It's Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday.
Anyhow, listen. Tonight's game is very, very important, so let's see which team comes out on top.
All right, the lineups here are Ahmad, Warrens, Kayo, and Kennedy. You talk about the Alliance 2, Osawe, Hughes the second, Gurry, Williams the third, and Nelson. And we'll see what they can do here. Of course, Niagara had a tough and grind-out game against Scarborough as well on Sunday. All right, the players to watch here, Dwight, for the Alliance and for the River Lions. And let's start off with Montreal Lions first.
Quincy Guerrier, as I said, he is getting better in more and more better shape, better condition, and it speaks to how he's getting up and down the floor, imposing his will on the interior, and he's making his free throws, which has made him the most valuable player for this Alliance team midway through the season.
And, of course, I think we know who the player of the game or player to watch for the Niagara River Lions will be, and that's none other than Khalil Ahmad.
Arguably the best player the CEBL has ever had. He's 11 points away from the all-time scoring record in this league. Definitely a clutch player. Comes up money during target score time. Has a couple of championships underneath his belt. Nothing phases this young man. Like I said, arguably the best player in CEBL history.
Yeah, we'll get to his story in a few minutes here. After a sweep of Alberta, renewed optimism has brought renewed confidence. For the Lions, they're in the thick of the playoff race. For NRL, it's not been a roaring success of late. Could the champions defend its crown tonight, or will Montreal make themselves a player? And again, the Alliance have lost 11 straight to the Niagara River Lions. They've lost both games this year, 93-75, 87-72. Montreal will begin going left to right, and this tip-off is brought to you by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL.
Lou Williams and Khalil Ahmad having friendly banter before the game. That is the matchup to watch tonight.
We'll see now the Lions have that dreamy moment against the two-time defending champions. Hughes is second, and that will go out of bounds, and this will be Niagara ball, one and done for the Alliance.
Ever since Nelson has come into the lineup for the Alliance, he and Michael Hughes II have had an excellent connection, especially in the screen roll action with the pocket pass. Michael Hughes there with the unfortunate miss. Let's see what Khalil Ahmad and the River Lions have up their sleeve on the first possession.
Officials tonight, Chief Crew, MP Malo, umpires Matt Boylan and Julien Reynaud. And now it is the River Lions are going forward. Caillot on the twist and turn. Back out it comes, open space to work with. Post play, and this goes out of bounds with 3 left in the shot clock, 9:18 left on the game clock.
This is going to be an excellent physical matchup between Michael Hughes and J.D. Mueller. Both of these players like to get down and dirty on the interior. Right there, advantage Hughes on the first possession.
Yeah, Mueller has been a thorn in the Alliance side, had 11 rebounds in the win 2 weeks ago down in Niagara. The jumper. And that's out of bounds. Whistle goes off, and we're going back the other way with 9:14 left in this first quarter of play.
Nathan Cahill had no choice but to hoist that three-point desperation shot with 3 seconds on the shot clock on the out-of-bounds play. Off of Niagara, the Alliance with their second possession of the first quarter.
Both teams scoring 87 points per game this year. Here's at Nelson leading the team in dimes this season. Nelson on the handoff from Hughes second. The interplay, and that was one pass too many, and recovery by Caillot. And a long pass up ahead, coming through, and a whistle, and a marché, courtesy Cam Warrens, and we're going the other way.
Cam Warrens a little bit too enthusiastic on that move. Once again, for the Alliance offensively, at Nelson and Michael Hughes with the pocket pass connection, turnover, transition opportunity for the River Lions.
The River Lions had 11 turnovers against the Lions. At Nelson, kick out, corner pocket, Guerrier, and his size 12s are out of bounds.
That happens at least once a game. For all the teams in this league. Like you said, Quincy Guerrier's shoes a little bit too big on the sideline. Turnover, the Alliance.
The Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. So right now, one of these teams trying to hit the Lotto jackpots. 8:38 left, still donuts between Niagara and Montreal from the Verdun Auditorium. Warriors, Mueller on the turn. Driving his way through. Still nothing going for him. Still nothing. Mueller will break the deadlock, and Niagara strikes first.
Excellent patience right there by J.D. Mueller, taking his time, composing himself. Nice left-handed finish over the top.
He was the second. He missed an easy gimme on his first possession. At Nelson, the quarterback of this offense, on the drive-by, looking for the outlets. Osawe's 3. Cash money.
That's nice to see for Kevin Osawe. Nice to see his first shot go down from distance. Let's see if that momentum can continue.
Had 8 and 7 against Calgary in the win in Lethbridge on the weekend. Whipping that pass through. Here's Warrens again on the byline. Toe tapping his way through. Here's Kenny. He's a flamethrower. And the rebound finding its way to Caillot in traffic. Part 2, Mueller. And he will go to the free throw line. And you talk about rebounding numbers, and Kimball McKenzie said it perfectly in the warm-ups. We need to win the rebounding numbers with Montreal because they're top 3 and we're only top 6.
Well, listen, that is a fact. This is a point of emphasis for both teams tonight, trying to get themselves second chance opportunities. There's Keontae Kennedy with the missed opportunity from the short corner. Nathan Cahill with the initial miss, and J.D. Mueller right here. This is what you want to do if Mueller's on the interior. You're going to want to make him earn it from the free throw line, where he is shooting a paltry 27%.
He's shooting better than 26%. The Saluki trying to get himself his first free throw, and you see that little hitch in his free throw numbers. And he's 1 of 2, which is 50%, which is fantastic for him.
Well, 1 for 2 is a win for Mueller. Let's see if it continues tonight.
We'll see if he can breathe that fire that he's brought to this team of late. Nelson, kick out from the flats. Guerrier, splash. 2 triples. Montreal off running from long range.
But here comes in transition.
And Kennedy can't finish. Montreal up by 3, and here they are in transition. Nelson, Williams the third. Open space, Osawe. Drive by on the byline, kicking himself out. He's 2 of 2 for 5 points.
Kevin Osawe, because he made the shot from distance on his first shot, attacked the close. Nice off-legged finish over the top Alliance up by 5.
Montreal is sizzling out of the blocks. And now it's Lawrence. Here is Ahmad, the Lion King, watched by Lou Williams III. The top defender against Ahmad. Lawrence, 5 up the shot clock for the River Lions. Lawrence, and one step too many, and the heat map has not been as kind to the River Lions in the first few minutes of play.
Excellent individual defense on the part of both Lou Williams and Ant Nelson, forcing the traveling violation. Here's Osawe with his first shot of the night, knocking it down from the top of the key for 3, and then because he made the shot on his next possession, attacked the closeout. Nice off-legged finish with the right hand.
Follow us at CEB League on all social media platforms. Stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more from all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. CEB League on all the platforms right now, and right now it's 6:24 left in this first quarter play. 8-3 lead for the Lions over the River Lions. And right now, Dwight, if you are Jermaine Small, you're very content. If you're Kimball McKenzie, you're playing the long play here because you know this team has been slow at the gates of late.
Well, it's a nice start for the Alliance, but you can never doubt the Niagara River Lions. They have that championship DNA, and they feel comfortable against the Alliance.
Osawe's jumper. He's 3 of 3, and he's got 7 points.
When Kevin Osawe is making shots off the dribble, you know it's about to be a good night for him. 3 for 3. Excellent start for KO.
He had 14 and 9 against the River Lions down in St. Catharines a fortnight ago. And here is Ahmad with it. Ahmad's 3. Off the heel, poked up, huge second on the cleanup. Osawe's got numbers flooding forward for the Alliance. Montreal is trying to break the torment that has been bestowed by the River Lions on the Alliance the last 3 years. Huge second in the post play. Here's Boucard in transition, bouncing through, and he's 1 of 1. Route 1 finish. Timeout call by McKenzie. Don't want to talk about it. 5:35 left.
That's exactly what you want to do as a weak side player. If the low post is being 3/4 covered, the weak side help. Guillaume came to the free throw line. Nice cut to the basket.
You watch CBL live on CBC Gem, YouTube, CBL Plus. Listen to TSN 690. Montreal up to a lead of 9 over the River Lions from Verdun, Quebec.
It's more than a workout. It's my reset, my challenge, my win. From High Rocks training to recovery, Pilates to hitting new personal bests. Strength days, sweat days, the days I almost skipped but didn't. These are the days that make me stronger. One gym, every journey, limitless possibilities.
Welcome back to Verdun. Corbino Dor, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan. Dwight, a fortnight ago, we were a bit on the sullen side of things if you're an Alliance supporter. The Alliance were struggling at 4-5. Brampton was at the top of the league. Scarborough was 6-1. Fast forward to present day, and everything's flipped over. Montreal's 1 game away from Brampton, who have sputtered of late. Scarborough's running away with it right now, but this game is huge for Montreal Niagara for a chance to be the 2 seed going towards the month of July.
That's why this game is so important tonight, how quickly things can change. And the Alliance, who haven't been known to have success on the road, they have had success this season, and this is why they were able to flip things over the last couple of weeks and find themselves in prime playoff position midway point through the season.
And we can't discount Ottawa with a huge win over Scarborough on Monday, and a huge play by Kayo at the rim.
Excellent finish right there by Montreal native Nathan Kayo, using his offhand to shield off the defender.
And that ends the 9-0 run for the Alliance. He was the second watch by Lufile. 2 dreadnoughts going at it. Post play, Ahmad watching Lou Williams III. And Ahmad will be called for his first foul, and Lou Williams III will be going to the line. He did miss time earlier this season with a hand injury.
This is one thing that Lou Williams can do. He is a big guard. Not only can he make shots from distance, put the ball on the floor for 2 or 3 dribbles, but he can also post up. He feels comfortable against Kamil Ahmad, using his patience, composure, and creating contact, allowing him to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yeah, we look at Lou Williams III. He had a high of 13 against NRL. He had 7 points in 24 minutes against Calgary on the weekend. And the last time Montreal did play Niagara, Dwight, you look at the bench points, they had 35 from the bench here, and that could be the X factor for either side to perhaps get win number 7 for Montreal or win number 6 for the Niagara.
Of course, you want to always have success from your starters, but I think team success is always going to be predicated on what kind of production you can get from your bench. Very, very important for both teams.
Montreal also a flyer from the free throw line, and another whistle, another foul, with 4:59 left in this first quarter of play.
Early symmetry, early synergy for the Alliance. They've come out to on a flying start here, and now we've got Davion Warren coming in for Ant Nelson, and Keyshawn Bartholomew, I believe, is playing his first home game of the season, the Montreal native, back in the lineup.
First ever home game. His last appearance on a Montreal court was against McGill University back in August of 2022, playing for the Oregon Ducks. Kayo against Osawe, the fade. And the rebound right back over to Shimanga, and here comes Davion Warren, who, as you were speaking to the other day, has become the point forward, the Anthony Mason of this whole crew. And that wasn't the most sublime pass. And now Kayo back on against former teammate Boucard. The kick out. Hollis, former Alliance member. The teardrop. Hollis, kick out. Kayo. And Boucard will stop down 10 left in the shot clock for the River Lions. Lufile off the window and in, and that's his heat map on the court.
Nathan Kayo hasn't been playing extremely well over the past 5 games for River Lions. Found his front court partner, Lufile, with the bank shot.
At 4-4 against Scarborough and a loss, and Davion Warren will open up his account, and those instincts could be X factor for the Lions today. Kayo, and that will be a travel. And Dwight, look at the numbers right now for the River Lions. That's turnover number 3 of the first quarter.
Yes, and I think that's right. And I think the official just did Nathan Kayo a huge favor right there. Could have been called for the offensive foul. Taking it in the chest right there was Shaminga, but the official instead called a walk-in violation.
Niagara, top 4 in the league, only 13 turnovers per game, have 3 in the first quarter alone. TJ Law in the game for the first time watching Warren. Law has been a mainstay in this league years ago. Warren, interplay, Chimanga, kick out, Osawe, 4-4, and now he's on a flyer right now.
Davion Warren may not be a point guard, but Coach Small has given him pick and roll responsibilities. Nice initial action, nice finish by Osawe.
Encompassing jeopardy by the Alliance. Lufile, like a running back going through the hole like Derrick Henry. And he got tackled at the ankles, but not the proper way.
And those are 2 very big men, talking about Elijah Lufile and Nate Chimanga right there. Unfortunately, here's Davion Warren taking the screen roll action, finding Shaminga, finding a cutting Osawe. Nice finish. Osawe off to an excellent start offensively. Let's see if that can continue over the course of this game tonight.
Donald Carey Jr. in the game. He had 17 on this court way back in May. And he loves playing the Alliance.
Without question about that.
Kayo again, watch for Bartholomew. Law from the flats. Splash in the first triple of the day, and hit about 10 a game this year for the River Lions.
And that's very nice to see for Coach McKenzie. Nice to see TJ Lau knock down a shot from distance, cutting the lead to 8.
Osawe. Chimanga. Back door, and that will find its way towards Warren. Saved. Chimanga! A hammer blow at the rim.
It's better to be lucky than good right there. Shaminga, nice pass from Warren, nice slam dunk.
Lufile. And now a rebound by Boucard. 2:45 left. Montreal up by 10. Boucard is on his bike. Boucard will circle the wagons. And Bartholomew will keep it back out to Warren at the logo. Watched by Law. The pick from Chimanga. Warren dances his way around Law. Warren short. Rebound Kayo. And now he'll take himself up ahead. Kayo looking for that transition. Carey Jr. Lufile. And he is fouled. And right now, Dwight, he's been problems for the bigs for the Montreal Lions.
Once Kimball McKenzie inserted Lufile into the game, the tenor of the game has changed. It's gotten quicker. It's gotten a lot more physical. And once again, Lufile getting an opportunity at the free throw line. There was the play right there. Again, once it's better to be lucky sometimes than good. Shemanga, Johnny on the spot with the two-handed slam dunk.
And now we look at Cal Tire, the proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guaranteed. Shop and book at caltire.com. Right now, the Alliance tires have been in spring form on this court today against the River Lions. Biggest lead of 10 so far, Dwight. What's got to change for the River Lions to get back in this game?
Well, listen, again, for Coach Small, everything is going well on both ends of the floor. But for Kimball McKenzie, he has to understand that his team just needs to withstand the storm, the early Alliance storm, just get themselves back in this game. There's plenty of time to make adjustments and to get back in the game.
2:19 left. Covino Dora, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan on this Friday night 2011 lead for the Alliance over the River Lions. Warren and Trent Johnson the game for the first time today. He's been quiet, not scored a basket in his last few games. Warren watched by Law. Warren, the fade over Law. Can't find the angle to his liking.
The Alliance offensively have come a little bit stagnant last couple of possessions.
Carey Jr. and a rebound for Bukar with 1:51 left in this first quarter of play. He was the second, looking for the outlet. Now working his deltoids against Lufile. Two big bulls going at it. Byline. And Hughes the second comes up short. Johnson to clean up. 8 left in the shot clock. Hughes the second short again. He's 0-3 from the field.
Michael Hughes was determined to score on Lufile right there.
And Hollis was determined to score and won. And Curtis Hollis had 11 and 8 against Scarborough. Had 18 points and 22 points in the 2 games against Montreal. And he loves playing the Alliance this year.
This is what Kimball McKenzie and the River Lions want to do. They want to end possessions with a defensive rebound. There was Curtis Hollis taking advantage in transition, absorbing the contact, and going to the line for a possible three-point play.
Timeout called with 1:28 left here. Covino Dora, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan. We'll go down to Covino Dora with a sideline update from one of these benches here. But right now, Dwight, again, this has been a better start for the Alliance against the big hitter of the East in Niagara, even though the record doesn't say so. What has changed now for the Alliance trying to get back that 10-point lead that they had once had?
Well, listen, you knew that the Alliance were going to shoot 100% here in the first quarter, so the percentage has come down a little bit, and I'm sure as Kimball McKenzie has been preaching to his River Lion players, just stay with the game plan, stay the course. They won't make every shot, and defensive possessions by getting the rebound, get out and run, and when they come out of this timeout here, Curtis Hollis will have a chance to finish off a three-point play and to bring his River Lions back to within 6.
Right now, the Lion King has been hibernating. Khalil Ahmad, he's been held in check so far.
Yep.
Is that a win for the Alliance, or is that a warning sign that he can definitely wake up and get his points in a robust way?
Well, I mean, listen, it's a win for the Alliance with 1:28 to go in the first quarter, but there's still 3 quarters to go in this game, and we know how great offensively Khalil Ahmad is. He'll get it going at some point, I'm sure.
Let's go down to Covino Doro with an update from the Alliance bench.
So, Mo, we saw how the Montreal Alliance were a little stagnant on offense there. In that timeout, Coach Jermaine Small was talking to them about playing more composed, getting to their spots, and running their sets to score buckets. So we're going to see how they respond as Niagara has made this little run. Mo?
Listen, Covino, I understand the timeout right there, but I believe the Alliance want to play with pace. But at the same time, you don't want to be quick without in a hurry. So understand the pace, no question about that.
And you talk about free throw shooting this year, the River Lions 75%. Only shot 65% against the Alliance last time around, and here is Johnson back with it. Hughes a second, 1:15 left, 6-point lead for the Alliance. Lufile watching Hughes a second. Nelson back into the quarterback, Law on the switch. Nelson fumbling. Johnson recovery. Johnson still can't find a basket in the last 2 games of action.
Excellent defense right there by the River Lions coming out of the timeout.
Carey Jr. with the dance. Carey Jr. with the splash off the window and in. And all of a sudden, it's now a 6-0 run for the River Lions.
Well, you know, basketball is a game of runs, but Niagara has picked up the intensity defensively, and it's leading to results on the offensive end.
Here's Boucard's three. Cash money. And for Guillaume Boucard, not many threes this year, but a confidence booster for his mindset.
But he's definitely feeling more and more confident each game, getting in better shape. One of the few opportunities, like you said, from downtown.
Had 60 points against the Surge on the weekend, and Montreal back up by 7. Hollis, Lufile, whistle and a foul. And this just in, Lufile is problem for the Alliance.
No question about it. But once again, I love how the guards, how the perimeter players are doing some nice pocket passes. Here's Curtis Hollis coming off the screen. Pocket passes, Elijah Lufile. And yes, Guillaume Boucard with the foul across the arm. But I think it's best to put players like Mule and Lufile, to the free throw line to prove that they can make their free throws.
And you talk about Lufile and his free throw numbers, 72%. The Oral Roberts alum, and he misses that free throw, scoring 6 a game this year for the River Lions. Had 12 against Montreal last time around.
This is part of the defensive game plan. When it comes to the River Lions, you want to put Eula and Lufile on the line. For the River Lions and for the Alliance, you want to put Quincy Guerrier and see if he can make free throws.
And the rebound, or the free throw confirmed by Lufile. 22 seconds left, so the small clock is off. Big clock is down to 17 ticks in this first quarter play. Barthélemy back with it, and now watched closely by Keontae Kennedy. Eyeball to eyeball, and now we go forward here. Barthélemy working his way through against Kennedy on the switch. 4 left in the game clock. Barthélemy still has it at the death. And at the end of 1, Montreal 23, Niagara 17. We're through 10 minutes of play. Round 1 going to the home side. Round 2 coming up here. You're watching CBL Live on GEM, YouTube, CBL Plus, listening to TSN 690. Montreal 23, Niagara 17.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying?
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
So Dwight, so Mo, this is a special day for the Alliance organization because one of their players has been called up to represent his country. Ben Stevens, as you notice, is not with the team right now because Ireland has called him up to train with them and to join them for the summer. Now, I've never been good enough to play basketball at the national level, but I know one person who was, and that's you, Dwight. So, Dwight, what does it mean for someone to get called up by their country and represent their country nationally when it comes to basketball?
Well, you know what, Kubina, if you follow me on social media, I continue to preach there is nothing better than being able to wear the colors of your country. I had the honor and the privilege to represent Canada for every major international competition. I made the national team back in 1986, and I finished my tenure in 1995. And the highlight of my career was representing our country at the 1988 Summer Olympic Games in Seoul, South Korea. Ain't nothing better than putting on your country's colors. The emotion and the responsibility is second to none.
Didn't my Soviets win that 88 Olympics?
Yes, they did. Over Yugoslavia, yes.
Here's Ahmad. And good luck to Ben Stevens with Ireland. It's a dark day, actually, in India, because India lost to Ireland in cricket today. So a dark day.
It's a dark day for you,
Dark day. An inquiry will be done with the Irish being the Indians in cricket today. But good luck to Ben Stevens with the national team in Ireland.
That is a tremendous honor. He should take it and love it and have a great time with it.
Here's Ahmad, who loves the rim but can't find it that time. And back over to Lou Williams III as he will be on his bike. And a 4-point swing in the end one. And he moved the gears up, and he got himself the harm as well.
Williams got beat defensively by Khalil Ahmad, missed the shot at the rim, but conversely, Lou Williams takes the ball in transition, catches TJ Law asleep. Law with the cookie jar on the wrist. Possible three-point play for Lou Williams, off to a great start defensively tonight against Khalil Ahmad.
And Niagara looking like bystanders on that one, and Lou Williams III on that finish for the free throw. And Montreal, Dwight, don't want to jinx it. They're 3 of 3 from the line today.
This coincides with their winning streak here. They are much, much better from the free throw line. It needs to continue.
Here's Ahmad trying to get himself better shape in terms of the point production. Hollis inside. And that is denied. And here comes Lou Williams III. Interception. Kennedy, 3-on-2 for the Riverlines. Hollis, Kennedy, looking through, up and over. And the forensic finish, courtesy of the Riverlines.
Excellent left-handed tip-in right there by former Montreal Alliance player Curtis Hollis.
Nelson kick out. Johnson from the corner pocket. Padlock.
That has to feel good for Trent Johnson. To your point, Mo, hadn't made a shot in several games. Short corner three for TJ.
And back over it comes. And Mueller can't finish that. And the cleanup for Guerrier, who has been quiet himself, but he had the luxury with the lead in hand. Nelson, a little flashback. Osawe is fouled by Ahmad with 8:30 left in this first quarter. Montreal back up by 10.
For all the momentum that Kimball McKenzie and the Riverlines gained towards the end of the first quarter, the Alliance have taken it right back at the start of the second quarter here. Nice dribble exposition right there at Nelson, finding a streaking Kevin Osawe, gets hacked going to the line here. Let's see if he can continue his hot start here in the first half.
And you talk about the proof of the DNA for Kevin Osawe. He's 4 of 4 from the field so far, and he's been dancing his way through, and he's been going through the gears. He's been a fine Bentley so far for the Lions on this Friday night.
Kimball McKenzie once again taking Khalil Ahmad out the ball game. Lou Williams so far has won that matchup, has been the better player tonight so far. But again, this game is too long. Ahmad is too good. Let's see how it finishes out the game here when Osawe continues his hot start at the free throw line.
The Riverlines have been in a nervy zone so far, and the Lions have been clinical at times here. We'll see what they can do now with this 12-point lead, which is the biggest of the day. Kennedy, and he was in a cul-de-sac and did not get the ball.
The intents are bringing the well defensively. Defense led to good offense.
Back out it comes. Here is Gurry back with it. Bouncing over. And that is the cleanup right to Osawe. New 14. Johnson 3. And Mulo with the rebound.
I don't mind that shot from Trent Johnson. You wanted to see if he was still hot.
And unfortunately for Hollis, erratic, but this will be a foul called on the Alliance, and Trent Johnson, wrong place, wrong time.
I'd like to see the replay on that. I'm not questioning the call, but it looked like, well, I guess I am. It looked like TJ took that square in the chest. Let's see it right here. Curtis Hollis out of control. You know what? The referees, I'm going to question that call. I think TJ took it in the chest, talking about Trent Johnson.
Technique may not have been perfect for Johnson on that one. It remains Niagara ball with 14 left in the shot clock. And now the twist and turn and the finish right there, and Niagara down by 10.
That's twice now that Mueller has made that move. First it was on Michael Hughes. This time it was on Quincy Guerrier. He's 2 for 2 with that nice footwork and left-hand finish.
Mueller's been the sharpest sword so far for the Riverlines in this game. Williams the third. Not that sharp. Mueller with another rebound, and again, he has been a magnet for rebounds this year for the Riverlines.
Averaging 7 per game. Strong rebound right there for Mueller.
High-low, Mueller can't get to it. Poked away, Osawe, 3-on-1. He's on his horse. Transition, Williams the third, fouled by Caillot. with 7:19 left, and he will go to the free throw line. And you've seen that confidence and that arrogance being exuded by the Lions going to the rim without any fear at all.
Oh, Salway is definitely feeling comfortable tonight offensively here. There was a steal. Here's Osalwe in transition. Finds a streaking Lou Williams who takes the contact right there and going to the free throw line to let's see if he can make 2 free throws. And also what this does, Mo, this allows the Lions to have balance defensively, and they've been excellent so far, holding Niagara to 21 points so far midway through the second quarter.
And that is confirming. You talk about Niagara. In fact, they had that run against the Lions back in Niagara where they outscored the Lions 30-19 in the third quarter. So they had the propensity to find buckets when given that little seam of hope here. I think for Kimball McKenzie, he probably anticipates they'll have that run in points at some point here or there.
Listen, basketball is a game of runs. Kimball McKenzie is going to implore his team to stay the course. Don't get caught up with what the Alliance is trying to do. Just maintain what is true to them, and eventually it'll come back to the River Lions.
Caio, Osalwe on him, backdoor Hollis. A poem of a finish from a poem of a pass. And the Poet will go to the free throw line down by 10.
Excellent play running out off the free throw right there. Nice backdoor cut by Curtis Hollis. Excellent bounce pass from Montreal's own Nathan Caio. Getting the ball at the elbow right there at the nail. Dribble drive. That's the sequence right there. Finding a cutting Hollis. 3-point play here.
And Curtis Hollis says he loves playing the Lions. For whatever reason, he's always had success playing here or whenever they would see him at his home court. And right now, he's off to a flyer for this Riverline team that has had no production yet from Khalil Ahmad, which to many might be a surprise, but this is a team that has a lot of depth to work with.
And if you're Kimball McKenzie, again, just stay the course. They have to feel good about themselves, only being down 10 without Khalil Ahmad scratching offensively as yet.
And he has 2 personal fouls so far. 9-point lead for the Alliance over the River Lions. Corbino Doro, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan on this Friday night. 7:05 left in this first half of play. Montreal's led for the bulk of this game. Niagara's led for just 18 seconds in this first half. Davion Warren, Boucard, switch of play. Nelson for 3. And a rebound to Cam Warrens going the other way. Hollis, interception from Nelson. Almost went to the table, and that would have been a hardcore match, breaking that table.
At Nelson is excellent in the passing lanes, excellent in terms of individual defense as well, keeping his man in front. At Nelson, very good defensive player.
Caio has brought some drones, and Nelson again with the quick hands.
Quick hands, getting in the passing lanes, using his length. What he lacks in height definitely makes up with his long arms. Excellent in the passing lane. Once again, another deflection.
New Era is the exclusive game uniform provider of the CEBL and all 10 of his teams from coast to coast. And right there, Caio, with the coast-to-coast finish. Pick up your official replica uniform now, but visit CEBL.ca. And right now, the Lions are up by 7 over the River Lions. Warren. Nelson back with it. Around Carey Jr. Nelson. And we'll get the 2-point. That might have been last touch by Hughes second. Nonetheless, Montreal back up by 9.
The River Lions at Nelson to get back to his strong hand, which was the left hand. Nice teardrop, nice kind bounce on the rim.
Hollis, quick hands again from Nelson. He's been everywhere. And Boucard. Hollis will save that for the moment. Osalwe, 3-on-1 for the Alliance. Back out, Warren from the flats. And a one and done for the Alliance.
At Nelson's activity defensively has swung the momentum in the Alliance favor.
And Mula will swing the momentum back in NRL's favor, down by 7.
Nathan Caio with the nice bounce pass. Nice strong finish by J.D. Mula, adding on to his offensive game tonight so far.
Yeah, this Riverline team shooting 45% today. They shot 50% against the Alliance last time around. Osalwe. Here's Boucard. 10 left on the shot clock for the Alliance. He was the second directed traffic. 5 left on the shot clock. Very stagnant for the Alliance. Hughes second. And he misses his 3, shooting 60% this year from long range. Hollis against Boucard. Hollis, first place on that finish.
This is what the River Lions want to do. It's now a 5-point lead. Basketball's a game of runs. Curtis Hollis taking advantage in transition.
And this is a painful mental hurdle for the Lions playing this Niagara team they have not beaten in 3 years. And you see why. Warren's breakaway, flight 10, 10.0. Timeout called by Small. You want to talk about it. 4:44 left in this quarter play. You're watching CBL live on TSN 690, CBL Plus, CBC Gem, and YouTube. Right now, Warren slamming his way through. Niagara down by 3 against the Lions from Verdun, Quebec.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
Redtag.ca.
Let's go down to Cabina Doro.
So tonight is bring your shoes night. I know, Dwight, you and Mo did not bring your shoes, but a lot of people here did, including myself. I brought my ball kicks, you know. I got these on Monday, and you guys know that I still play basketball. Dwight, you have ref some of my games, so I brought my shoes ready, you know, in case coach needs me to go in, hit a 1, 2, 3-pointers, because I did lead my league in 3-pointers for the past 2 years. Mo, I know you make fun of my form, but I got the shoes on and I'm ready. So Mo, if you want to go one-on-one on the court, we can do that. Where are your shoes, Mo?
Kawina, are those shoes from Temu? Is that where you bought them from? Because if
I
we
bought
did
them from
play,
Under Armour, man.
If we did play, it would be 1 on none, and that would be I beating you. It is shoe night here, and right now the shoe game for Kawina is lacking the panache. Nelson's jumper. And that will find its way towards Boucard, and now back in the hands of Donald Carey Jr., who's on his horse, polished. And the romance, second to none with him in the Montreal rim tonight, Dwight.
The defensive intensity for the River Lions definitely picked up for his great. As the Lions started off with the second quarter, the River Lions have been equally as great over the past 2 to 3 minutes, cutting the lead to 1.
Paulus on 12, and all of a sudden, the Lions are a little twitchy with the ball in hand. Gurrier quiet, and he will go to the line with the end one. Point number 5.
Talk about 2 strong men on the low block. Right there, advantage. Quincy Guerrier taking the contact with the crab dribble by Mueller and finishing through for the possible 3-point play. TJ, entry pass to Quincy. Initial contact, takes the bump. Iron is kind for Quincy. Let's see if he can complete the 3-point play. Quincy Guerrier has been much better from the free throw line over the past several games. Let's see if it continues.
Yeah, you know, Kabina is an Under Armour type of guy. What do you think about it?
Listen, anybody that knows me, I like to wear suits. I can't wear sneakers with suits. It's a tough, I got to get it out my system. I may do it one time, but tonight I couldn't come through for you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we got a lot of lip from Mark Waitman about not wearing our
I can't do it.
It wasn't up to the standards of the Montreal Lions that we didn't wear our kicks out there. But right now the Lions are up by 4 with their kicks on the court. And this is Caillot back with it against Boucard. In traffic, denied, whistle, fouled. And we'll go to the line for free throws coming over for Nathan Caillot.
Listen, Nathan Caillot came into this game struggling over the last 5 games, shooting 29% from 2, but shot better from 3 at a 39% clip. Right there, you can tell he's coming tonight. The game is in his hometown. He's a lot more focused and motivated to play well in front of family and friends. Right there, taking the other Quebec native, Guillaume Boucard, right there, following him across the arm for 2 free throws.
Actually, correction, his family's in France for a wedding.
Okay, well, there you go.
They've abandoned him.
My bad.
They've abandoned him.
That is right. That's right. My fault, sorry.
Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with the new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max now. Must be 18 plus, and right now Trent Johnson has his Lotto Max going in the right direction.
Kimball McKenzie cannot be happy with that. Off of a free throw, Trent Johnson was open, way too open in transition, knocking down the second of his three-point attempts tonight. It's nice to see TJ getting back on the score sheet after missing it for several games.
And in fact, for Nathan Caillot, he's now 8 rebounds away from 500 in his career. So he could do it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Khalil Awad is still 11 points away from becoming the CEBL's all-time leading scorer.
Carey Jr. back with it. We'll see if Ahmad comes back in this second part of this period of play. 3 minutes left to go. Law, kick out. Carey Jr. around Osawe. Can't get around Johnson. Tough shot. Better finish. Fabulous technique by Donald Carey Jr.
Because of Carey's percentage from three-point line, he was able to attack the closeout. Nice fadeaway jumper from Carey Jr.
Interception, and that will be a whistle, and that will be a foul. And for the Lions, they were dead to rights because there were 4 River Lions about to howl the way down the court on a 4-on-1.
Yes, it was a late call by the official, but it was the correct call. Trent Johnson was trying to make a pass off a rip move to his right, but Curtis Hollis got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Trent Johnson going to the line for the penalty situation for the Alliance.
Johnson, 33% from the line this year. And he'll improve that number as he rubber stamps that free throw. And for the Lions now, Dwight, knock on wood, they're 8 of 8.
Yeah, well, Trent Johnson is a much better shooter from the free throw line than his 33% shows, but he doesn't get there too often, so he doesn't get the opportunities to get a good percentage. But there goes 2 for 2.
Montreal up by 5, 2:42 left. Cubino Doro, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan on this Friday night. Law back with it. Here is Caillot in the low block. Carey Jr. Osawe on the switch. Law in center arc. Post play. Lufile. This has been his spot. Not that time.
Guerrier gave up 2, get him a low post position, but still missed the shot.
Transition 3. Bullseye! Barthélemy on the 3. Timeout called. He had 8 points against Calgary, and a welcome to Montreal moment for the hometown boy, Keyshawn Barthélemy.
And you know Keyshawn has to feel good about that. It's his first shot in his home debut for the Montreal Alliance, and then he tells the crowd to settle down. He's going to play a lot better. You know he feels good about that shot in transition from downtown.
From pragmatic to extravagant, the Lions are up by 8 now, Dwight, with 2:19 left in this first half. And here is the Barthélemy transition 3. First from Johnson, and you talk about the three-point numbers so far, Dwight, today for the Lions. They're now 5 of 11 from long range today.
Well, everything has improved over the course. This is why they've gotten themselves back to the 606 record, and has given them an opportunity for the playoff push and to possibly host a playoff game down the road. But they've improved from the free throw line, and they've improved from distance and the three-point percentage, and I think that corresponds to what the Alliance have done over the past several weeks.
Montreal now 6 of 11 from three-point range. Meanwhile, for Niagara, they're only 1 of 5, shooting 51% from the field, 50 and 29 overall. Top point getter for the Lions is Osawe at 11. Meanwhile, it is Halls at 12 for the River Lions. But really, when it comes down to it, Dwight, that transition has been fabulous for the Lions. Find the right pass, right spot, right finish at times here.
Bench points also 23-20 in favor of the River Lions over the Alliance. But again, this has been a game of runs. This second quarter alone has been a game of runs. Great start by the Alliance, great middle part of the second quarter for the River Lions, and great ending of this first quarter so far for the Alliance, giving them an 8-point lead.
Back to live action we go. Here's Carey Jr. Law back with it. Law. Carey Jr. on the interplay with Law. Still with it. Carey Jr. kicking it out. Hollis, 3. Bullseye.
Curtis Hollis continues his great offensive production here in the first half, giving him 15 points right there with the shot from downtown.
He is that fuse, and he's lit that fuse to the liking of Niagara. They're down by 5, 1:45 left in this first half.
The River Lions got to feel good about themselves with Kamil Ahmad not getting a scratch so far in this first half.
By the standards that they want, we'll see what they can do now in the final 94 seconds. Gurry's post. lacking the conviction on that one.
Excellent defense right there by the River Lions.
Hollis, transition three. Got it. And right now, the flamethrower is pinpoint accuracy from all over the court.
Whether he's by himself or has a hand in his face, Curtis Hollins feeling the heat. 18 points in the first half.
Guerrier will come up with a basket right there. No risk at all on that finish by him.
That's a huge basket to stem the tide that the River Lions are on right now.
And Lufile can't get to it. And that is a big man. A very big man.
Listen, when Lufile is like a bull in a china shop. He is going down the lane, just creating contact from anybody that's in his way. Right there, he was unfortunate with the miss, but he's definitely wreaking havoc on the interior.
Rod Black said his biceps are the size of his waist.
But what about the deltoids, Mo?
Well, he needs a little work in the upper body region over there. I can give him a workout or two.
My bad.
I give him a workout if he wants. Lacking the chisel behind the back, but he's a chisel out there. He's been chiseling his way against the Lions so far. Kayo, chisel his way through for two. And the physical battle that time, number 13 wins that one for the River Lions.
Once again, he came into this game not shooting well from two, but definitely Kayo has had an imprint on this game in the first half.
And for Quincy Guerrier, a little wonky at the knee. He got hit as he tried to elevate for the alley. And that'll stop play. And right now, Montreal has 3 team fouls, and Niagara has 5 team fouls.
TJ Lau on the low tag knew that Quincy Guerrier was going to be open for the lob over the top. Basically gave him a body check, and hopefully Quincy Guerrier, who maybe looked like he may have hyperextended his knee a little bit, hopefully he has recovered enough to keep himself in the ball game and to continue his streak at the free throw line.
The moment of truth comes up here for Quincy Guerrier and the Lions free throw shooting. And at that time, they break it.
But you know what? That's okay. Quincy looks like he's gathered his thoughts. He's feeling better about himself. Let's see if he can go 50% on this possession.
To give Montreal a potential 3-point lead. And here's a second. And that will go out of bounds and remains Montreal ball. So they had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 attempts, but come up empty.
Michael Hughes gave his team multiple opportunities on that possession. And right there, Coach Kimball McKenzie wants to get his best rebounder, J.D. Mueller, back in the game to secure those defensive rebounds.
Yeah, Lufile's off, Mueller back in, trying to batten down the hatches on the rebounding numbers in this first half. And right now, Montreal has 12 to the 15 of the River Lions. Williams the third, Hughes the second, 10 left in the shot clock. Here is the jumper from Williams the third, put back, no, rebound Mueller.
Again, Lou Williams giving his team a second chance opportunity, couldn't get the bounce.
Johnson watching Hollins, 22 ticks left, 13 left on the small clock. Carey Jr. on Nelson for 3. And now the Lions have it with 10 left on the game clock. Guerrier going in.
Quincy Guerrier with quite possibly his best offensive sequence of the season.
Warrens. And at the end of the first half, Montreal 50, Niagara 46. Round 2 goes to the challengers as they're up by 4 over the champions from Verdun, Quebec for Quincy Guerrier. That was an emphatic dunk at the end of the first half, Dwight.
That's how you know Quincy Guerrier is definitely feeling better game by game. Took that ball off the defensive glass, blasted the ball up the floor for 3 or 4 dribbles, and finishes emphatically to allow the Lions to go into halftime with some momentum up 4. That was a great end-to-end finish from Quincy Guerrier. Like I said, I think that was his most impressive finish offensively for the season.
Let's go to Kawina Dora with Quincy Guerrier of the Montreal Lions.
Quincy, the way you ended that quarter was electric. You were yelling, you dunked. What was going on in your head?
Got to win the game. Got to stay together. They're a really good team. We're up 4. We got to clean up some stuff, but we got to keep going.
Khalil Ahmad is 11 points away from breaking a record in the CEBL for the most points scored. He has 0 points right now. What are you guys doing to lock him down?
Same thing we just did first half, I mean. Yeah, we got to do the same thing. Just make sure we talk on screens and we'll be fine with him.
Thank you very much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Mo.
And that's the man who has been locked in so far in this game here. We'll see what he can do in the second half. As Montreal up by a score of 50-46. You're watching CBL Live on Gen, YouTube, CBL Plus, listening on TSN 690. Montreal up by 4. Kevin Osawe, reason A, B, and C on why they're up by 4. Stay tuned.
Played university in Ottawa at Carleton, where all you did literally is win. For some of those people, I would say Montreal and Ottawa is not that far. You could have made the drive to see the guy play in university and not have to wait since high school. But, having that experience at a real tough program with high expectations, how did that help you in the phase that you're in now?
It just showed me how adaptable you need to be able to win at multiple levels. What it takes to win isn't always the same thing on every team. Every team needs something different. Your role might be different on every team, and as you also progress and age in your career, your role changes. So just to finding a way to be impactful and to help a team win, I think Carleton has been a great blueprint for me to kind of figure out my way to stay impactful after all these years.
So Victor Razzo, Canadian, legend in my mind, talked about the fact that he thought he worked hard until he went to Carleton, and the practices were harder than the games. Give me your best story about, something wild, something crazy, something hard, that Carleton way that you went through during your time there.
Yeah, I think that was my first impression when I went to the recruiting weekend. It was only 3 days, and we had scrimmages. We had what we call dojo training, which kind of almost felt like, how do you call it, like circuits. And it was just, I was hurting for a week after that. I never trained this hard in 3 days, but I always, that also made me realize, if I really wanted to make it to the pro and do what I wanted to do, then this was the place that I needed to be at. And yeah, looking back, I don't regret it. But that was the craziest weekend. I remember I was in pain for a long time.
That pain turned to some joy and ecstasy when you not only won there, you teamed up with Razzo and won with the River Lions. Now you're trying to take some of that championship experience and DNA to Montreal. What are some of the lessons you're trying to impart with the guys and help the culture in Montreal to get you guys to where you're winning?
Just having a sense of urgency and care. Yes, there's 40 minutes and it's a long game, but I also think that the way we need to approach it is always kind of play possession by possession, but also understanding the importance of every possession. So yeah, just being always engaged, giving your best, and understanding the game plan and what we're trying to run, and just play the right way.
Sounds like a bit of that Mamba mentality. I'm curious as to who your favorite player is, but you've already posted a championship photo of you celebrating like Kobe Bean Bryant. Is it fair to say that you are a Kobe guy?
I'm not a Kobe guy. I'm a LeBron guy, but I have the utmost respect for the mentality Kobe has brought to the game. He's inspired so many. His work ethic is close to none, and this is always something that he's like the one that we try to aspire to be. LeBron is a crazy talent, but also gifted in ways that we'll probably never be or never see again. So I think Kobe is one that we can kind of emulate a little bit more and try to copy and understand that his mentality leads to success for everybody.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back here to halftime, and the Lions are up by a score of 50-46 over the Niagara River Lions. Kobina Dora, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan here. A little halftime entertainment going on at Verdun. Dwight, here are the first half highlights, and there was plenty to discuss for both sides.
There's J.D. Mueller, who had a couple of those moves to start this game. Kevin Osawe, who's been perfect in the first half, perfect from every situation. 4 for 4 from 2, 2 for 2 from 3, free throws, 10 points in the first, 11 points in the first half. Osawe making shots off the dribble, once again from distance. There it is. Guillaume Boucard cut it to the free throw line after his low post partner was 3-quarter on the low block. Lufile with the shot off the glass. It's been a battle of the interior players tonight. Osawe, Lufile, Mueller, Quincy Guerrier. That's been a point of emphasis tonight. Packing the paint. They're trying to see which team imposes their will and comes out with the victory tonight. There's Lou Williams, who's had a terrific floor game on both ends of the floor, holding Khalil Ahmad to scoreless. I'm not sure it's all him, but he's done a fantastic job so far in this first half. There's Ant Nelson getting in the paint. Trent Johnson making a three. His first made basket in several games. You know he felt good about that. Here's a second move again by J.D. Mueller. Left hand off the glass. Patience, composure, nice footwork. Nathan Ko dribbles at his defender. Backdoor cut to Curtis Hollis for a nice finish over the top, converting a three-point play. Cameron Warren in transition. Nice two-hand finish in transition, forcing the Alliance to call a timeout. It's been up and down. Great first half with the Alliance up 4.
Right now, Montreal +3 in the free throw numbers. They've had 2 more free throw attempts. Numbers are pretty much steady except for three-point shooting, which is favoring Montreal tremendously, Dwight. Look at those numbers right now. Montreal has shot from long range so far today at a clip of 6 of 11. Meanwhile, for Niagara, they're only at a clip of 3 for 8. So we'll find out what happens in the second half here from Verdun, Quebec. You're watching CEBL Live on GEM, YouTube, CEBL Plus, listening to TSN 690. At halftime, Montreal 50, Niagara 46 from Verdun, Quebec.
High-octane fun for the whole family. Motorsports events line up all summer long. Everything from drag racing, drifting, and everything in between. Test your skills on our private track with your own vehicle, or try out our powerful F2000s. We're just 90 minutes from Toronto and the Niagara region. Go to our website for upcoming event info. Toronto Motorsports Park Cayuga is a proud sponsor of Niagara River Lions basketball.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
It's more than a workout. It's my reset, my challenge, my win. From high rocks training to recovery, Pilates to hitting new personal bests. Strength days, sweat days, the days I almost skipped, but didn't. These are the days that make me stronger. One gym, every journey. Limitless possibilities.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Welcome back to Verdun. Let's go to Auditorium with head coach of the Niagara Riverlions, Kimball McKenzie.
So, Coach, you're down by 4 heading into the third quarter. What are you looking for from your team in the second half?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job clawing back into the game. Our defense picked up a little bit. We got into passing lanes a bit. Offensive execution and defensive intensity.
Khalil Ahmad is 11 points away from breaking the CEBL scoring record, but Montreal is putting the pressure on him and locking him up. How do you open up the game for him?
I don't have to open up the game for Khalil. He knows how to play. He got 2 quick fouls there in the first half. He'll be fine.
What can you say about a player like Khalil Ahmad? What should everyone know? You had the opportunity to coach him.
I've played with him. I've coached with him. You know, as good of a player as he is, a better dude. So, yeah, hopefully a good second half here and a win for the Riverlions.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
And there is Kimball McKenzie. You know, when he's chewing that gum really quick, he must have had a real talk with his team at the team talk here. But let's look at the players to watch here. Dwight, look, it's been all Quincy Guerrier in that first half. But we imagine that Khalil Ahmad will start roaring his way back in this game.
I have the same feelings as Kimball McKenzie just said. Kimball played with him. He gets the opportunity to coach him. Khalil is just fine. I know he didn't scratch in that first half, but I big things for him, and he will give the Riverlions a chance to win this game in the second half. And Quincy Guerrier, it's been on display. He's been making the 3. He's been forced on the interior. He's had a very good overall game, just making his presence felt. Again, so far this season, he is Montreal's most valuable player. Taking contact, playing through contact. Nice finish right there. Definitely improved his percentage from the free throw line, which is what he wants to do because he's going to get to the free throw line a lot over the course of the season. So he needs to make it. Here it is, the end of what I consider his best offensive sequence so far this season. Taking the ball to the backboard and finishing strong with a slam dunk. And then Kevin Osawe, he's perfect for the game so far. 4 for 4 from the field. 3 for 3 from 2. 1 for 1 from 3. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Because he's making shots from distance, he's able to create and make plays off the bounce, off the dribble, and finish strong at the free throw line. The ball seems to be finding him early in this game. Let's see if it can continue in the second half, playing extremely well on both ends of the floor.
And on the flip side of the coin here for Niagara, well, three-point shooting has been the calling card for the Alliance, 6 of 11 so far today.
6 for 11 for the Alliance, 3 for 8 for the Riverlions. Again, the Alliance are playing better. They're playing very well defensively, but offensively, they've picked up their percentages from the three-point line and from the free throw line, so it's been translating to wins. When you're leaving points on the board, you're putting too much pressure on your defense to keep your team in games than to win games, and the Alliance have been a lot more efficient, much more efficient so far this season.
And the reason why the Riverlions are down by 4 and not bigger is because of Curtis Hollis, who has been wonderful for the Riverlions in that first half of play.
Curtis Hollis definitely feels comfortable in this building. He is a former Montreal Alliance player. He had 17 points earlier in the season here against the Alliance, but he's just doing it on all facets. Scoring in transition, scoring at the rim, knocking down shots from distance to the tune of 7 for 8, 18 points, and picking up the slack for what Khalil Ahmad couldn't do early in this first half, having the Riverlions down by 4.
We'll see now what can be changed for the geometry of this game. It was round 1, it was round 2 for the Alliance, round 3 and round 4 coming up here. And we'll see what they can do in this next quarter play. Remember, Montreal is 6-6. They go to Scarborough on July 1st, and they're home to Scarborough next Friday. So some huge divisional matchups for the Alliance. And for the Riverlions, they go to Ottawa on Sunday, and then they're home to Ottawa on July 4th. So really, these teams Ottawa, Scarborough running away with it right now. Montreal and Niagara, even Brampton as well. It's going to be literally ping-ponging its way through from second, third, fourth, and fifth.
If you're both of these teams, you really can't be concerned with the teams that are above you. Just continue to stay the course, play your game, do what you need, do what's possible to keep you within striking distance of the teams above you. But both of these teams, talking about the River Lions and the Alliance, they're going to be playing seesaw back and forth over the next course of the second half to see who can get that very much coveted home court playoff game later on this summer.
When leading at halftime, Montreal is 6-2. When trailing at halftime, Niagara's 1-7. So the Omen could play well for the Alliance and not so much for the River Lions. Nelson. And that was a little slick of a pass. And now here is Khalil Ahmad looking for his first 2 points of the evening. Watched by Lou Williams III. Kayo. Switch of play. Corner pocket 3. Cash money. Kennedy brings it down to a 1-point lead.
The exact start Kimball McKenzie of the River Lions wanted to get off to, got it stopped defensively. Nice 3-point shot from Keontae Kennedy.
And now it's Hughes the second. Gurrier byline. And a rebound for the River Lions. And now here they have a chance to get the lead for the first time in a long time. Could be it. And a rebound for Salway. And the Alliance holding their breath a little bit here. They are clinging to a 1-point lead. They've been up as much as 12 in this ball game. Nelson still dancing. And there was a little tickling going on right now with the River Line and the Alliance players on the court.
On the previous possession by the Alliance, Michael Hughes made a nice pass to a cutting Quincy Guerrier. I didn't think he needed to take a dribble. I believe the dribble allowed the defense to recover. Nice defensive possession, which led to the 3 on the other side of the offense.
Here's Nelson. Kennedy on him. He opened up the court with a 3-pointer. Nelson around 1. Tough play. They're defending, and this will be a foul on the River Lions. Mulo will be called for that.
It was a late call, but it was the correct call. Nice in-and-out dribble from the top of the key by Ant Nelson. Took the contact. Late call, correct call. Let's see if he can convert 2 free throws. Here it is. There's Ant Nelson. Nice in-and-out dribble, eluding Kennedy. Initial block shot by Mulo, but his body momentum forced the contact. Nelson for 2 free throws.
Nelson on 4 points, 4 rebounds, missing that free throw, and all of a sudden the good times are not rolling from the free throw line for the Alliance. They missed their last 3.
Well, it's going to be critical for both teams to make their free throws, as I believe this game is shaping up to be a 1 or 2 possession game as we get to the fourth quarter and the target score time.
Ahmad. Kayo. Here's Ahmad again. Williams III has been on him all game long. He has shadowed his moves, and this will be back to the Alliance on another turnover by the River Lions. That is now number 7 of the day.
It is pretty clear that Lou Williams is the Alliance's best on-ball defender. He is a terrific 2-way player in this league. He is a young player, but it's pretty clear that he is willing to take on all comers, best offensive players on the opposition.
Williams III from the 45. Reload for the Alliance, new 14 to work with. Gurrier, Williams III again on the switch, and now trying to work his way around Kennedy. Back out to the flats. Nelson's 3, splash.
Nice cross, nice recognition by Williams. Had the defense going one way, nice cross-court pass. Out Nelson with a short corner 3.
Ahmad's 3. And he's been cold so far on this warm day.
Lou Williams, again, is winning that matchup tonight so far. Early here in the third quarter.
Nelson. Still Nelson against Kayo on the byline. Bamboozling his way through. Can't get around the legs. Back out to Osawa, who's 4 of 4 from the field. Here's Nelson from the 45. And a rebound for Mula, and now it is back to Kayo on the go. The Alliance trying to get their first one over Niagara. Ahmad. Here's Kennedy. 13 left on the shot clock from 14. And that was really put in by Gurrier and the cleanup by Osawe.
Nice defensive rebound right there by the Alliance. Let's see if they can take advantage offensively.
Here's the second, watched by Mueller. Lou Williams the third on the hand now from Hughes the second. Williams III, tough play, better finish. And that is a stick and twist move by Lou Williams III.
Right there, although J.D. Mueller did a good job defensively, he took the brunt of the contact, and I believe something is awry, either his mouth, a tooth, his nose, definitely feeling the pain right now. There's Lou Williams taking the contact, finishing right through the chest of J.D. Mueller. No foul was called, but Mueller going to the bench right there, trying to recover. There's some, as I believe he's going to go to the locker room right now to see what has gone wrong.
He got hit in the kisser. That's
Definitely
pretty much it. He got hit in the kisser, and we'll see now what will happen. And perhaps a pit stop, a quick one for him. And now it might be on Khalil Ahmad to get going today. Ahmad still looking. Back out it comes. Post play. Lufile. 6 left in the shot clock for the River Lions. Kennedy back with it. Here is Lawrence. And a rebound for Hughes second.
Excellent defensive possession right there. Finishing off for the rebound. Again, Alliance advantage offensively.
Nelson. Lufile on him, so it's quick versus big. Williams III. And Warren's in the cleanup. And he'll bring it back up court with Hollis about to come back in for the River Lions. And caught in 2 minds with Warrens. And a turnover by the River Lions.
Kimball McKenzie knows that his River Lions are gotten off to a slow start offensively here in the second half. Definitely going to Curtis Hollis, who's had a terrific scoring first half. 18 points, 7 for 8. Let's see if it can continue and get the River Lions back into this game midway through the third.
Well, the Ontario government has decided to increase the speed limit to 110. Unfortunately, does not apply in Quebec. A whistle to play here as Warrens was caught on the travel. But right now, Dwight, this has been one of those nip and tuck games for the Lions and for the River Lions where Niagara gets close enough and then Montreal comes back with a response or two. Is it one of those mentality monster moments here for the Lions to kind of build that mental toughness? Because third quarters has been their demise all season long.
That is true. It has been an issue for the Alliance for the better part of this season. But as I've said time and time again, basketball is a game of runs. Right now, the Alliance are on their run. Let's see if the River Lions can respond.
Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. And here is Nelson with it, watched by Kennedy. Osawe against Hollis, 2 hot hands, a pirouette, that bamboozle, and that will go the other way and will not count.
For as great as Osawe has been offensively in this game so far, he wasn't aware where the shot clock was. Yes, he made the shot, but the shot was 2 seconds too late. Correct call by the official. Excellent defensive possession by the River Lions.
5:42 left in this third quarter play. Here's Ahmad. And that pass finds its way to Trent Johnson and giveaway. Kennedy, Ahmad, open for business, gets his first 2 points of the day.
It doesn't matter how Khalil Ahmad sees the ball go to the basket. That layup could be the start of something special in the second half.
Boucard, not so special in that. And this will go back to the River Lions. 5-point lead for the Lions. 5:21 left in this third quarter play. And now Hollis back on the go. Hollis against Johnson, denied. Hughes second can't get to it. Hollis does. And a whistle and a foul. And for Michael Hughes, the second now, Dwight, to his numbers so far, record-wise, he's now 2 blocks away from passing Guillaume Boucard for the franchise record of blocks in the season.
Definitely one of the better shot blockers that we have in the CEBL. Talking about Michael Hughes the second. There's Trent Johnson. Unfortunately, Keontae Kennedy with the steal in the backcourt, finding Khalil Ahmad for his first field goal tonight. Let's see if that can get him going and help the River Lions get back into this ball game.
Wall and Cole Long back in the game for the first time in the second half. Hollis, ice veins on that as he is open from the line.
You know how it is with pro athletes. Whenever they play for an organization and they come back into this to play against the team that they were formerly on, there's always extra motivation. So far, Curtis Hollis with 20 points tonight to lead the River Lions.
Hollis showing his teeth, and he has been swaggering. That's twice he scored 20 points or more against the Lions this year in 3 games. Bartholomew about to come back in, and here is Nelson, the plus territory, lull on him. Ahmad on the switch. Finding his way to Boucard. In the jungle, and 1.
Guillaume Boucard attacking the closeout with a strong 2-dribble drive to his left hand, taking the contact, finishing strong over the top, trying to convert the three-point play. There's the dribble drive on Cole Long right there, taking advantage of his quickness and finishing strong to try to convert the three-point play after the timeout.
Timeout called. 4:56 left in this quarter of play. You're watching CBL live on GEM, YouTube, CEBL Plus, and listening to TSN 690. Montreal up by 5 over Niagara.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Welcome back here. Let's go to Copino Dora with an update.
So, Mo, I'm behind the bench of the Niagara River Lions, and the coach is talking about defense. He's talking about getting to their spots, playing composed, and they need to get some strings of stops to cut into this 5-point lead. So we're going to see on defense how the Niagara River Lions respond to the coach's message in that timeout. Mo?
Dwight, your thoughts. Thank you, Cubino.
Cubino, well, listen, one of the points of emphasis for the Alliance, for the River Lions against the Alliance, is to use their length in the gaps, try to get deflections and get out in transition. That's what Kimball McKenzie preaches, and that's what's going to get the River Lions back into this ball game. The River Lions have created offense off of their defense. That's how they can string runs together. That's what McKenzie wants. Let's see if what he's preaching in his timeouts comes to fruition for the River Lions.
And for Montreal Lions fans, bring your crew and experience a game day like never before. Get Alliance tickets by scanning the QR code or by visiting montreallions.ca/tickets. And right now it's been a box office game with these two teams going at it. Challengers 59, Champions 53. And a rebound for Nelson going back the other way.
Right there, the Alliance came out in the 2-2-1 after their free throw. Caught the River Lions a little bit off guard. Nice possession.
And a little hook as Hughes II got scratched up by Hollis. Or pick your line on that foul call with 4:34 left. That'll be the fourth team foul on the River Lions.
One thing Michael Hughes and Quincy Guerrier do extremely well for the Alliance is that they rim run and get early position. Right there on that possession, Hughes did that, creating contact, and now with the River Lions being in the penalty, Hughes goes to the line for two.
And a big part, and that's the fifth team foul now on the River Lions. And right now the Lions they're taking their tutorials on how to shoot free throws. And so far today, Dwight, they're now 12-15 from the line.
And we're going to see Jalen Anderson come in for the first time tonight for the Alliance after the second made free throw by Michael Hughes, replacing Ant Nelson. Let's see what Jalen could do to contribute for the Alliance tonight.
He went 0-2 against Calgary. Did not score in the last two games against the River Lions. Had 4 assists against Ottawa. The jumper from Hollis, he's cold. Rebound Anderson.
Hollis has gone a little bit cold here in the second half, but there's still plenty of time to make his mark.
Johnson back with it. Lall on him, the dance. Johnson. Bartholomew, and unfortunately the geography was on the wrong part of town, wrong side of the tracks, and it goes back to the River Lions.
Trent Johnson with the right idea. Baseline drive, baseline drift with Keyshawn Bartholomew, but unfortunately for TJ, the bounce pass bounced out of bounds. 9th
turnover of the game. Montreal has had 34 in the previous 2 games against Niagara, so a much better job playing clean basketball on the offensive end. Ahmad. Backdoor, Hollis. Backdoor, Lufile. Fouls and will go to the free throw line. So they're looking at other streams of points here, and Elijah Lufile could be that X factor for the River Lions.
Well, for as much havoc that Elijah Lufile has created for the River Lions, to the demise of the Alliance. Trent Johnson did the right thing by fouling Ufile, making him earn 2 points at the free throw line.
Well, for Niagara fans, secure your tickets today for numerous theme games throughout the season as the River Lions look for the three-peat. Tickets available at riverlions.ca/tickets or by scanning the QR code. And if you see Vic Razzo, he might give you an autograph. So perhaps he might do that for you as well.
Can I get the autograph?
I thought you have his autograph. I thought he was kind enough to give you an autograph when he was in Montreal last time.
I am going to ask, though.
We'll ask his dad. And right now, Ufile comes up with the goods, and they're down by 6 with 3:58 left in this third quarter play. Tail of the tape, Dwight, who's got momentum?
Well, right now, with the last 2 points, I guess Niagara has the momentum. But here, Kimball McKenzie going to his small lineup. And with this lineup, look for Niagara to switch everything defensively, make life even more difficult for the Alliance on the offensive end.
South of 4, here's Jalen Anderson. Ball on him. Post play, Heath second against Kyle. And he literally was a man amongst Kyle being a boy as he was able to fend him off with one arm. And now we'll go to the free throw line coming up for 2 shots.
First of all, Michael Hughes displayed his strength and his great hands by holding off Nathan Kao on the low block, catching the ball with one hand, and in the same motion, going up to the, was getting there independently already, but he went up and possibly could have converted a 3-point play.
That's using your deltoids.
That is definitely using your deltoids. Michael Hughes has been pretty good from the free throw line tonight. Definitely has made his presence felt on both ends of the floor. He is excellent individually and positionally defensively for the Alliance.
The engine room, and that's what he is at both ends of the court. 1 of 2, 7-point lead. And here is Long the other way. This game is long from being done, and here's Carey Jr. back with it. Kayo. Ahmad is on the bench right now for the River Lions. For 3. Not the best shot from Nathan Kayo.
But definitely Michael Hughes again with a nice contest.
Anderson contests his way through for 2, and that is a fire starter for him.
Anderson making his presence felt off the bench, taking the contact and finishing strong with the left hand.
Hollis. Here is Carey Jr. back with it. Lull, reload. Long on the byline. Long using every muscle possible and one, and we'll go to the free throw line.
The pass wasn't the greatest getting to Cole Long, who's known for his three-point prowess, but attacked the baseline, took the contact from Guillaume Boucard. And nice finish with the left hand. There's TJ Law finding Long in the corner. Long with the drive, contact, and finish with the left hand. Let's see if he can give the River Lions a 3-point play opportunity.
Got 2 points last time against Montreal. And now he's got 3 points against Montreal. He had 5 points against Scarborough on the weekend. That was a meat grinder of a game between Scarborough and Niagara.
And this game is well within striking distance for NRL. Only find them down 6 with Clemil Ahmad stuck on 2 points.
Anderson's 3. And a rebound for Kayo, and here he comes, and a chance to cut this deficit down even more. Back out to Law. Drive-by, inside the arc. Smooth.
The shot you don't see too much these days. Mid-range jumper right there. TJ Lau with the up fake, getting rid of his defender. 1 dribble pull-up. Nice finish right there.
Point number 4 for Law. He had 7 against Montreal in Niagara. 2:18 left. 4-point lead for the Montreal Lions over the Niagara River Lions. Anderson, kick out. Johnson's 3, smooth. And Montreal back up by 7. Trent Johnson has come up with clutch shot when they come back down the court.
And Jalen Anderson doing what all guards need to do. Got 2 feet in the paint. Sprayed it out to Trent Johnson for his 3rd 3 of the night.
Carey Jr. And a search and rebound into the hands of Massawe. Here's Anderson with 1:48 left in this third quarter of play. For the center arc. Right down St. Catherine's Street. Montreal back up by 10. Back-to-back 3, somehow called by Niagara.
Jalen Anderson doing what all pros need to do. His playing time has been reduced over the course of the year, but he stays engaged, stays encouraging his teammates, and good things are happening for him. Ever since he's come into the game, he's done positive things on both ends of the floor. Here's Ann Anderson finding Jalen Anderson, getting 2 feet in the paint, spraying it out to Trent Johnson for a 3. Then on the next possession, Jalen Anderson gets the ball in transition, feeling good about himself, pulls up in rhythm. Nice three-point shot right there, forcing Kimball McKenzie and the River Lions to call a much-needed timeout.
Right now for the Alliance, they have shot the ball well from three-point range as they are hovering just at around 50% or so right now. Teams have shot 37% against Niagara this year from three-point range, Dwight. So Montreal has been one of the few teams that shot above 40% over them. So really Montreal's had their number when it comes to three-point shooting. As you see right now, Dwight, with the overall numbers for the Alliance so far today.
9 for 18.
9 of 18 for 50%. So really, if this is going to be Montreal's game to win, it might be the three-point calling card for them so far.
Well, again, the physicality, the defensive possessions, ending possessions with rebounds. They've only given up 6 offensive rebounds to the River Lions tonight. They're playing well defensively. They're getting the ball off the backboard. They're blasting the ball off the floor, giving themselves opportunity in transition. But again, listen, the River Lions have gone to their small lineup. The Alliance feel comfortable against a small lineup. The River Lions are going to switch everything defensively. Let's see if they can take advantage on that end of the floor.
Hollis. Here's Carey Jr. against Nelson. And Nelson is on him like jam on peanut butter. And that will be a foul call as Carey had that step on him.
It was crazy how the Alliance had the River Lions so far out to the midcourt line, but sometimes their aggressiveness played against them right there. At Nelson getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and Carey Jr. doing the right thing, putting the ball on the deck, creating contact, going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Both teams in the bonus the rest of the quarter with 1:32 left. Here's Carey Jr. at the line. 1 of 1, and for his effort, point number 5.
Carey Jr. has had an excellent offensive season for the River Lions. He needs to come to the forefront right now with Ahmad struggling and Curtis Hollis keeping them above water here in the second half.
You had 4 points against the Shooting Stars, not enough to win that game. 1:28 left in this third quarter play. Montreal up by 8, 70-62. Guerrier, Anderson, using his delts. Double team, a wall of white, well defended by the River Lions. And back with his Caillot. And here is Halls on a 2-on-2. Transition, backdoor, long, point number 5. Beautiful arithmetic math by the River Lions.
This small lineup right now has picked up the pace on both ends of the floor, long with a nice use of the rim, finishing strong on the other hand.
Osawe. Back out, it comes to Anderson. On the turn is Johnson. Back out to Osawe, kick out. And Nelson was nearly caught in 2 months. A jumper, overcooked. Osawe, and Dwight, he's now 5 of 5, his first basket in the second half.
At Nelson passed up the initial open 3 from the short corner, but Johnny on the spot is Osawe, now 5 for 5 from the field.
Caillot tripped up. Osawe in the cleanup, and that's poked away. And now here's Long. Caillot will redeem himself on that finish.
Cole Long refused to be denied in the backcourt, creating the steal and finding Nathan Caillot for the open 2.
8 left on the game clock in this third quarter play. Nelson back with it against Lau. Nelson sees the clock. 3 seconds left. Nelson at the death, short. And at the end of 3, it's Montreal 72, Niagara 66. Round 3 goes to the challengers. Round 4 coming up here. You're watching CEBL live on Jeff, YouTube, CEBL Plus, listening to TSN 690. Montreal up by a score 72-66 from Verdun, Quebec.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. Because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional foul, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
All right, welcome back here. Fourth quarter action from Verdun. Dwight Walton, Cobino, Dora, Mo Khan on this Friday night. And right now, Montreal is up by a score of 72-66. Dwight, some key numbers to look at here. NRL, bench point-wise, 42-31, so plus 11. If it wasn't for their bench, Dwight, it would be what it is. But look at the Red Tag three-point shooting contest here. And it's been the three-point ball that's been the difference for the Alliance.
Well, the Alliance are 9 for 18 from distance, which has definitely helped them have this 6-point lead as we enter the fourth quarter. But if you look at the statistics overall, points off of turnovers favor NRL. Points in the paint favor NRL. Second chance point favor NRL. Fast break points, bench points. You'd think the River Lions are winning this game, but the three-point accuracy has propelled the Alliance to the 6-point, now 4-point lead.
And point number 4 for Ahmad. Montreal is 6-0 when they lead after 3. Niagara, they're 0-5 when they trail after 3 quarters of play.
Well, this is Khalil Ahmad time. It's the fourth quarter. He's going to pick up steam. The Alliance may be very aware of arguably the best player in CEBL history.
I think he's woken up from his slumber. He's hungry. Here is Boucard. And that was an empty stomach feeling for Boucard. That goes out of bounds. Back to Niagara. And Dwight, you said it before, Khalil Ahmad's one of those guys that if he gets on a verve, it is hard to swerve him off.
It doesn't matter if he's going 0 for 10 or 10 for 10. Khalil Ahmad knows how to put the ball in the basket, and he feels extremely comfortable in the fourth quarter and in target score time.
His own language, his own style, his own profile, and a rebound for Hughes second.
Khalil Ahmad knows what time it is. He's definitely going to put his River Lions teammates on his back in this fourth quarter.
4-point lead for the Lions. And Williams the third, saving that from Anderson. Boucard's got it back. On Anderson, and now negotiating his way through. Tough play. And a rebound for Hollis.
The offense for the Alliance has gone stagnant, allowing the River Lions to have some momentum here.
Hollis with the momentum on that. And he's bringing that Iberian heat on the torch.
It is now a 2-point game. The Alliance need to get some more ball and body movement to stem this tide to the River Lions.
Niagara has only led for 18 seconds of this matchup. Anderson. Could Montreal take a deep breath and get themselves back on course? And that won't help. They're very twitchy. And Bartholomew and Johnson come back in for the Alliance. No subs for the River Lions.
Jermaine Small, seeing that the momentum has shifted, bringing in Trent Johnson and Keyshawn Bartholomew for Boucard and Jalen Anderson. Let's see if they can make some contributions here. But going to that small lineup by Kimball McKenzie for the River Lions gave them some momentum, gave them some great defensive possessions, and now the pace has picked up. Let's see if Khalil Ahmad can contribute in this fourth quarter.
Niagara has tormented the Alliance. Montreal last won 1,127 days ago against the River Lions. Ahmad will go to the free throw line, Dwight. And you're talking about the unit of Khalil Ahmad. He is starting to become a real big spender on the courts.
You can sense the confidence. You can sense the momentum. The Niagara River Lions are 2-time defending champions. They are very comfortable in this position, and Jermaine Small knows what's coming here, trying to force and stop the momentum with his timeout. A very good timeout for the Alliance.
You're watching CBL live on GEM, YouTube, listening to TSN 690 and CBL Plus. And right now, it is the Alliance who are up by a score by 2, Dwight. And for those who are enjoying the CBL season and what is going on right now, the River Lions will make a stop in Ottawa to meet the Blackjacks for the second game of their road trip. Looking to even up their season series at 1. Tip-off this Sunday at 1 p.m. And for the Alliance, Dwight, they'll be back on Canada Day. They will be traveling down to Scarborough take on Frank the Tank Mitchell and the Shooting Stars for the first of a home-and-home series between the teams. Festivities begin at 4 p.m. East, so you got 2 huge divisional matchups coming up on the weekend, Sunday, 1 p.m. in Ottawa. Then next Wednesday, Canada Day, Montreal and Scarborough. And really, Dwight, we've said it before in the third quarter, this is going to be one of those chess matches that you said, don't look behind, just look forward.
Yeah, because of the way the Eastern Conference has been set up, Niagara may be 5-7. Let's say they're trying to get their 6th win of the season right here, but it doesn't matter. You can never count the River Lions out of any situation. They've got too much championship DNA, too much pedigree. Kimball McKenzie won as a player, and now he's trying to win as a coach. Definitely has this team going in the right direction with Khalil Ahmad now back in the fold for his 6th game. We're in the 4th quarter. It's a 2-point deficit, but they're right back in this game, and Jermaine Small and the Alliance are definitely sensing what is happening. This is a very important stretch now as we approach target score time.
Let's go down to Kubina Dora with a sideline report.
Mo, I was behind the bench during that timeout for Montreal, and Coach Small touched on offense and defense. On offense, he wants his team to go back to what they were doing when they were scoring, when they were leading the charge. As Dwight has been saying all night, it is a game of runs. And on defense, he wants them to get into their spots, know where their men are, and play harder on defense. Mo?
Thank you so much, Kubina. And now Khalil Ahmad is 5 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in league history. He was the second. Tie game. Back to parity we are. Johnson's 3. And that was a bit ambitious for the Alliance.
And now the River Lions have a chance to take the lead for one of the few times tonight.
Dufile. Ahmad back with it. Eyeball to eyeball with Williams III. Ahmad, kick out, open 3 for Long. Cash, money, and that is point number 8 for Cole Long.
That's the gravity that Khalil Ahmad creates, getting 2 feet in the paint, finding Cole Long in the short corner to give the River Lions a 3-point lead.
First lead for the River Lions since the quarter 1. Barthélemy back with it. 3-point lead. Can Montreal get it back down? Johnson's 3. Parity.
Huge shot for Trent Johnson, knocking down his 4th 3 of the night.
Hollis. Lufile opening, denied. Hollis cleanup. Rebound Barthélemy.
Michael Hughes II putting his shot blocking chops on display. One of the better shot blockers that we have in the CEBL. That is a huge defensive play for the Alliance.
And Kennedy will be called for the foul. First team foul this quarter. 1 from Montreal. Boucard back in along with Nelson. And McKenzie having a little chit-chat with Hollis on the court as there's been a perspiration on the courts.
And now the Alliance going to a small lineup of their own to match what the Alliance are doing, River Lions are doing. There's Michael Hughes. Elijah Ufile thought he had a clean shot at the basket, but Hughes said, option denied.
Or a credit card denied as well. That has happened to me or you, Dwight. I don't know if it's happened to you.
I guess it has.
And here's Nelson, denied. And that's back out to Caillot, and here he comes. Stolen away. Williams III back over. Here's Curry up ahead. And he'll come up with the 2, applying the finishing touch on that miscue by Niagara.
Nathan Caillot had no idea that Nelson was sneaking up behind him. Nice steal, nice finish by Quincy Guerrier in transition.
Montreal back up by 2. Here is Kennedy back with it. Ahmad on the ground. 8 left in the shot clock for the River Lions. Kennedy, quick hands again. Nelson sliding out there. Johnson, 3-on-1. Open 3. Bullseye!
Lou Williams has been waiting to knock down a shot all night long. Defense created by the offense. Lou Williams, huge 3 in transition.
5-point lead for the Alliance. Ahmad, Long on the safety valve. Here's Caillot back with it. Dancing against Johnson. Caillot in, denied. Boucard back with it. Montreal starting to fence. And here is Guerrier. And 1.
This game now has a playoff-type atmosphere. The Alliance using the energy and the enthusiasm of the crowd. Quincy Guerrier finishing through contact with the left hand. And now, here it is. Here's Nathan Caillot to the hoop. Quincy Guerrier with the two-handed block, runs the floor, creates the contact from Khalil Ahmad, finishing with the left hand in transition, and now going to the line for a possible three-point play. Excellent sequence by the Alliance's MVP so far this season, Quincy Guerrier. Excellent play.
A nice boil to this game. We've had some twists and turns from both teams. And right now, the destination is going towards target time, and Montreal's up by 7. Dwight, they're now on a 10-3 run over the Riverline.
I also believe a technical foul was called on somebody. I'm not sure. I was so caught up in the action. Now Guillaume Boucard goes to the line.
If we play the game of blue, maybe it might be on Kimball McKenzie.
Well, yes, based on what we saw last weekend.
Based on the clues from last week.
Absolutely. But right there, I just think Kimball McKenzie took one for the team right there. I'm not so sure about the timing of it, as we're 1:18 away from the target score time. But the Alliance have definitely used the momentum and the rise from this crowd to create this 8-point lead. Let's see if Quincy Guerrier can get it to 9.
11-3 run for the Alliance. Perhaps Kimball McKenzie's the new Rasheed Wallace of coaches. And speaking to him about that moment, he said, look, I took that because I didn't like what was being called, not being called against my team last Sunday in Scarborough. And he says, I'll go to bat for my team. All defensive to the nail. And we'll see now what they can do on this reaction. They're down by 9 to the Alliance. Ahmad back with it, watched by Williams III. From the orbit territory. 5 up in shot clock for 3. Lufile denied. Lufile part 2, new 14 to work with. And now it's Lawrence back with it against Lou Williams III. Using his back, the twist and turn on the pirouette, and they're down by 9.
That's a big offensive possession right there for the Riverlines, keeping them within striking distance as we approach target score time. 7-point lead for the Alliance.
Nelson on the jog. Gurry on the soft finish. And that is the security of the Montreal Alliance. His name is Quincy Guerrier.
Guerrier has come up huge in this fourth quarter. Now the Alliance need to get a stop.
Warrens. Here's Hollis. Nelson on him. We are now 10 seconds away from target time territory. Hollis. Rebound. Hollis part 2. Rebound Nelson. Can Montreal extend this to double digits? Guerrier! Fouled by Warrens, and a second before target time would be applied, but Guerrier is slow to get up for the Alliance.
Well, he definitely took a hard knock in transition. He was very, very vulnerable as he caught the alley-oop pass in transition, but I just think he's trying to catch his breath because he's had a very, very exhausting several minutes of play here where he has exerted and imposed his will on both ends of the floor, blocking shots, getting defensive rebounds, blasting the ball up the floor in transition. It has been Quincy Guerrier's night. Let's see if he can add to it.
He won't. Still a 9-point lead for the Alliance. Could they get this to 10 plus? And you see the hard tumble on the court.
There was definitely contact in the air, but I just think Quincy sort of milked it by gathering his thoughts and getting his legs under him.
And now it's Coyote. Can he get this down as we're now in target time territory? The jumper, and that will be a whistle, and that will be a foul. We are going to be in target time. We'll see how this plays out here. It could be a 9-point lead. It could be a 7-point lead. So free throws come up first here for Donald Carey Jr.
So this is not what Jermaine Small wanted to do. He wanted to foul, but not on a jump shot. So now it's possible for the Riverlines to go into target score time with 2 points and to cut into this lead.
They're down by 8. Could they be down by a touchdown of 7? And all eyes on Donald Carey Jr. Ice Veins. We go into target time. Montreal 86, Niagara 79. You're watching CBL Live on YouTube. Jeff, CBL Plus, listening to TSN 690. Can Montreal get their first win over Niagara? Stay tuned.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
bucket wins.
Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama.
That anything can happen. Oh, my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
Big players step up in big time.
He is cooking.
Welcome back to Target Time. Montreal 86, Niagara 79. Corbino Doro, Dwight Walton, Mo Khan, and here is the sequence of points for the Montreal Lions.
There was Lou Williams with the steal, getting to Quincy Guerrier, running in transition. Then the steal, great individual defense by Trent Johnson. At Nelson, getting the ball to Trent Johnson. Lou Williams, been waiting for him to knock down a three. Very important right there. And here's the sequence of the night. Quincy Guerrier with the two-handed block, getting the ball in transition, finishing through Khalil Ahmad's contact, went to the line for the three-point play. I got to give the Alliance credit tonight. The Niagara River Lions were getting better in that fourth quarter. Took a three-point lead at 75-72, but their defense and their commitment to getting the ball and scoring in transition is now what created this 7-point lead as we get into target score time, with the target score being 95. Montreal has done a fantastic job. Let's see if they can carry this momentum into target score time.
Montreal, when they lead going to target, they're 5-0. Niagara, they're 0-7 when they trail in target time. And now here we are. It is do or die for one of these teams. Montreal has not beaten the River Lions since 2023. Boucard, switch of play. Johnson, post play, Guerrier against Dupile. 5 left in shot clock. Guerrier, whistle, foul. Free throws coming up.
Listen, the initial defense right there by Ufile on Quincy Guerrier was very good. Good vertical defense, but Quincy was still wanted to maintain that momentum, creates contact, and now going to the free throw line for 2 free throws here, where he is much improved as we approach the second half of the season.
This is Quincy Guerrier, not at his best when it comes to free throw shooting, but we'll see what he does now at the line so far today, Dwight. He is 2 of 6, 3 of 7.
Listen, it is what it is with Quincy. He knows what time it is. He knows he gets to the free throw line a lot, and it's imperative that he makes these free throws.
2 of 2, and Montreal now up by a score of 88-78. They need only 7 more points for win number 7. And we have a little twister on the court. And Lou Williams III is the Alvarado of the Montreal Lions defending the times here.
Ant Nelson, Lou Williams, Guillaume Boucard, and for some sequences, Trent Johnson have been excellent defensively on the perimeter deflections.
And there is a call on Donald Carey Jr., and he might have said one too many words to MP Malo.
I think it was a warning from ref MP Malo. She's giving Khalil Ahmad time to vent, and she's walking away. She's doing the correct thing. I give her credit for that, because she could have easily teed up Khalil Ahmad, who continues, and there it is.
There you go.
Yep, she gave him the time, she gave him the respect, and then he continued to talk, and now he's going after every official right here. His teammates need to calm him down.
Well, he went Hulk Hogan on his uniform, and New Orleans going to have to send him a new jersey because he just ripped it apart. So for Khalil Ahmad, he will not break the record tonight. He'll have a great chance to do so in Ottawa. And for Kimball McKenzie, he loses his top hitter in his lineup.
Well, let's see. You know what? We might have to give our sideline reporter, Corbino Oduro, some credit, because in the pregame interview with Coach Small indicated that he wasn't aware of the record that Khalil Ahmad needed for 11 points to be the all-time leading scorer in the league. I'm sure he went to his team and told his teammates what time it was. Great job by the Alliance tonight.
I think to use a line from Nick Saban, rat poison was being thrown out there.
But you know what? I'm sure Jermaine Small went to his player.
I think he knew.
Yes, but I think he made it a point of emphasis, frustrated him all night long, and it culminates with a technical foul and an ejection from the game.
So now it's a 5-point requirement for the Alliance over the River Lions. Who can step up for the River Lions? Caillot get it back with 14 left in the shot clock. Boucard on him. Caillot. Hollis could be the man. Hollis. Rebound Lufile. And he's fouled by Guerrier. And will go to the free throw line. And I think the route for the River Lions will be Lufile and Curtis Hollis.
Well, again, the Alliance have been excellent defensively on the perimeter. Right there, there could have been a foul called on Quincy Guerrier. But again, you have to make Elijah Lufile and the other bigs, talking about JD Mua for Niagara, make them earn 2 free throws at the line.
And Lufile will get the ball back. And so far today for Elijah Lufile, 6 points. 4 or 6 from the line. 4 or 7 from the line. And Montreal's up by 11. They need 5 more points for win number 7.
This is one of the more enthusiastic crowds that we've had this summer. And I think the Alliance faithful, they're understanding the assignment. This will be one of the bigger victories for the Alliance this season.
One of 2 and a 10-point gap, but again, Niagara needs 15 for the win. Montreal needs just 5. Law in, Lufile out, and we'll see what TJ Law could bring to the court as they're running out of racetrack to the Niagara River line.
Kimball McKenzie going to a small lineup to try to pick up the pace on both ends of the floor.
Johnson with the pace. Montreal 1 score away from win number 7.
That's how you know Trent Johnson's feeling good about himself. Puts the ball on the deck, 2 strong right-handed dribbles, finishing strong at the hoop.
And Montreal has been very frisky with the hands of the ball on the passing plays for the River Lions. And Niagara really down to the last roll of the dice. They have to go perfect from here on in. Carey Jr. The jumper, sweet.
Nice shot off the dribble right there by Carey Jr. Right now his offense needs to pick up to give the River Lions whatever hope they have to come back and steal this win in target score time.
A 3-pointer could do it for the Alliance. Nelson, 1 more basket for the Alliance for win number 7.
Excellent dribble drive on the other end by Ant Nelson, finishing with his offhand. Strong finish.
Carey Jr., the open 3. And this goes out of bounds back to Montreal.
You know what? Kimball McKenzie right here is calling a timeout for the River Lions, but it's plain to see the Alliance have been the more aggressive team, and whether Kimball McKenzie and the River Lions like it or not, the Alliance have gotten the benefit of the doubt. It is the home court, I get it, but the harder team normally gets the respect from the harder playing team, and I believe that was the Alliance tonight.
That's the voice of Dwight Walton, Mo calling here. So really the headline of this story is Khalil Ahmad. Only 6 points tonight, got ejected in target time. And the River Lions have been chasing this game here, Dwight, and they are staring at their 3rd consecutive loss. But here's Ant Nelson, who gets the Lions 1 score closer to victory tonight.
Ant Nelson made some shots from distance that enables him to put the ball on the deck for 2 dribbles. He's a left-handed player. Put the ball on the deck with his right hand. Nice soft finish, giving the Alliance a chance at victory tonight. Huge victory if the Alliance could get a defensive stop and end the game with a basket.
And we'll see now if Montreal could get win number 3 in a row. They've won 3 of the last 4. This could be 4 out of the last 5. And for the River Lions, this could be 3 losses in a row, which is uncharacteristic for the 2-time defending CEBL champions.
Again, I'm going to read off these statistics. Points off of turnovers are in favor of the River Lions. Points in the paint in favor of the River Lions. Second chance point in favor of the River Lions. Fast break points, points off of turnovers, and bench points, all in favor of the River Lions. But it's the 3-point prowess tonight that has propelled the Alliance to this victory, possible victory here in this possession.
Johnson back with it. And that's a giveaway. And here comes Caillot with maybe their last roll of the dice here. They have to go perfect from here on in. Keontae Kennedy. The lovely hook off the window, using the angle to his liking. 10-point lead, but again, they have to go 11 without reply. Boucard, the former Lion. Nelson around the protractor. They'll calm it down with 10 left in the shot clock. Hollis on Nelson. Here is the giveaway, and here is Hollis. Flight 0, 10.0, and now to 4-0 run. Timeout called by Jermaine Small. What's got to be said in the huddle now for the Montreal Lions?
Kimball McKenzie, I believe, kind of surprised the Alliance by coming out in a 2-3 zone on those last 2 possessions. 2 turnovers, pointing to baskets in transition. And now, listen, you can never underestimate the heart of a champion. As Rudy Tomjanovich famously said back when he was coaching the NBA champion Houston Rockets for 2 seasons in a row. But again, the Alliance are in the driver's seat. That's why Jermaine Small called the timeout to calm his troops down and to run a nice offensive set to get them a shot to possibly win this game.
It's been 1,127 days since the last time Montreal beat Niagara, which was on this court. On Med Hill, the former Alliance member at Riverline got the game-winning basket. And here is the last sequence. And they were stifling the River Lions on that play.
See, that's the thing. So, again, although you're supposed to recognize, especially if you're the point guard, you're supposed to recognize what kind of defense is in front of you. But I think Kimball McKenzie surprised the Alliance and their players, which forced 2 turnovers. So now, let's see if McKenzie goes back to a man-to-man defense, or does he stay with what has worked so far after that timeout was called. Let's see what play Jermaine Small has drawn up for the Alliance so they can convert and end this game with a win.
Could Montreal add more discontent to the River Lions losing streak? One more score will get them the win on this Friday night. And here is Ant Nelson. Lou Williams III. He was the second out there. Johnson along with Guerrier. Caillot, Hollis, Kennedy. Williams III. Attacking. There has been many franchising defining wins for the Montreal Alliance, but tonight's performance can be added to its mantle as they win 96-86 over the River Lions, and they improve to 7-6. Niagara drops to 5-8.
You know what, Mo? I think it only makes sense that the player that took on the assignment of guarding, who was going to break the record and become the CEBL's all-time leading scorer, ends the game with a dribble drive to the basket. Tonight, I love what he did. I know what Quincy Guerrier and Kevin Osawe did offensively, but if there's an MVP for my money, I believe it's Lou Williams, because he took on the assignment, frustrated Khalil Ahmad all night, and then wins the game with a dribble drive with the game-winning basket.
And just like that, Montreal now 7-6, 3-game winning streak, and now they have their eyes set on Scarborough next Wednesday on Canada Day. And that is going to be a real litmus test for the Alliance. And meanwhile, for the River Lions, they travel up to Ottawa on Sunday. And that's a huge one, Dwight, because Ottawa had a big win over Scarborough. They're back in this conversation themselves at 5 wins themselves. And really, the loser of that game could be in a serious hole going towards the month of July.
Okay, listen, this league, if there's too much parity in this league, yes, it looks that way in the standings right now. Teams are going to lose players to the summer league, so you don't know how that's going to affect some of the teams in this league, positive or negative. But at the same time, we need to understand that the Alliance are playing well. This is a huge win over a team that has been their nemesis, has been their kryptonite. Let's see if they can take advantage going forward.
Let's go to Corvino Door with a team post-game chat with Lou Williams III.
Lou, you had the assignment of guarding Khalil Ahmad. He was going to break a record tonight if he scored 11 points. He only scored 6. How did you rise to the occasion?
Just staying disciplined, doing what Coach told me. I knew it had to be done, so just staying disciplined. That's pretty much it.
You use so much energy on defense, and then you go hit the game winner. What did that feel like?
Felt amazing. These people behind me, they deserve it. So.
This is the first time since 2023 that the Montreal Alliance organization has beat the Niagara River Lions. What does this mean to you to do this with your brothers?
It means a lot. I've been here for the rest of them, but this one right here means a lot to us. We work so hard, and we put in the work, so we deserve it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kubina. And that is your Booster Player of the Game presented by Booster Juice. Final score, Niagara losing to Montreal 96-86. Stay tuned. You're watching on YouTube, Gem, CDL Plus, and TSN 690.
High-octane fun for the whole family. Motorsports events line up all summer long. Everything from drag racing, drifting, and everything in between. Test your skills on our private track with your own vehicle, or try out our powerful F2000s. We're just 90 minutes from Toronto and the Niagara region. Go to our website for upcoming event info. Toronto Motorsports Park Cayuga is a proud sponsor of Niagara River Lions basketball.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
The CEBL, Canada's Pro Basketball League, and redtag.ca brings Canadian basketball fans a chance to save up to $300 off on vacation bookings all season long with promo code CEBLFans. I wonder how our mascots would spend their time on vacation. Book today with Red Tag and save $300.
Redtag.ca. Redtag.ca.
Welcome back here. A lot of high fives, a lot of happy faces and smiles going into the weekend as Montreal wins over the Niagara River Lions 96-86 on this Friday evening. And it definitely was a shooting escapade for the Lions. They shot the ball very well, 50%. Went 11-22, their calling card. Next game's coming up on the weekend. Brampton will face Scarborough in the Battle of Toronto, 7 p.m. Saturday night. And then at 9 p.m. East, the Winnipeg Sea Bears travel to Vancouver, a top 2 battle in the West Division. Don't forget, Niagara plays Ottawa on Sunday. Montreal plays Scarborough next Wednesday, Canada Day. And we'll be back here next Friday for the return matchup between Scarborough and Montreal. But on this night, Montreal ends its 3-year losing streak to the River Lions. They win 96-86 over the River Lions. On behalf of Kobina, Dwight, and I, wish you a good evening and a great weekend. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Program has ended.